Are there other things on your mind? I heard a lot since I arrived here yesterday about where we stand with the EU and Georgia as a visa-free regime for travel. I'm personally rather interested in it, so that my flights from Europe to Georgia don't leave in the middle of the night and arrive in the early morning with hopefully additional traffic. The flights would leave Europe in the afternoon. I can arrive at a proper time in the evening for a proper Georgian dinner before going to bed. So where do we stand on that?
Thank you very much. Indeed, this is the hottest issue in Georgia right now, and we have EU Ambassador, Mr. Janos Herman, and who is really, by the way, very supportive. I would like to take opportunity to thank you, Mr. Ambassador, for your great support. And Georgia has fulfilled its assignment. We have completed all the technical parts of visa liberalization action plan. We are absolutely in line with all the requirements set by European Commission, and accordingly the positive report from European Commission has been issued in December of the last year. Now we are in the process of consolidating support among the member states, because as you are aware, we need consensus in a Council of European Commission, and then of course European Parliament should approve this decision. We are very hopeful. I would refrain from going into details of our discussions and conversations with European leaders, but of course we understand the challenges that Europe faces, the migrant crisis, the inflow of migrants, referendums that was held in Netherlands, upcoming referendum in United Kingdom, and of course these are issues that we understand as part of European family, and we are part of European family historically. We have been part of European culture, and of course this is a final destination for us. We know it will take time. We know it will take a lot of patience and very strong commitment among all members of our society, from all members of our society. But we will be very consistent, despite all these challenges, despite all the sensitivities of this issue. We believe that until the end of this year, hopefully until the elections, since this issue is very important for generating even more support among pro-Western political forces, we hope that it will be completed by the 8th of October, when we have parliamentary elections. But it's up to member states now to make decisions. Georgia has completed its own part. Now it's up to European countries to make decisions. It's not easy, and we understand moods and challenges, but you know, all these issues like migration crisis, internal challenges, has nothing to do with Georgia's technical readiness for this issue. And we are ready institutionally, legislatively, we are ready for this.
You mentioned several times, Mr. Prime Minister, Georgia in terms not only the government, but the population's commitment to have a Western orientation, the Western direction, as strategic for your country. Do you have any concerns in that area, not going beyond the visa question there? Are there things that is happening in your immediate neighborhood or the wider region that might derail this commitment on the part of commitment on the part of Georgia? Are there things there on your mind that we can? You mentioned Russia's role in Ukraine right now, for example. Are there things going on that might complicate the situation for Georgia? And how might some of these challenges you mentioned, including frozen conflicts, be resolved so that Georgia's orientation towards the West is not also at the same time seen as a threat by some? Can you talk a little bit about that, please?
Well, indeed, there are challenges like occupation of Georgia's historic two territories, which is Abkhazia and Tskhinvali region, which is called South Ossetia. And of course, there are severe security and humanitarian issues. There's military buildup on both of these territories, and there is severe violations of basic human rights across the occupation line and also in Abkhazia and in South Ossetia, problems with ethnic Georgians, like depriving them of right of education, Georgian language education, depriving property rights across the occupation line. And yesterday we had installing new signs of borders, so-called borders. And this borderization process is going on. And we have ethnic Georgians from time to time captured by occupation forces, kept in prisons, claiming for bailout. But nothing can change Georgia's destiny. And Georgia's destiny is determined by people of Georgia. And it was never sovereign mood of Georgian people so strong as it is today. And despite all these challenges, the sense of and spirit of consolidation around these very important strategic goals is very strong in Georgia. So I don't see any major threat for Georgia's Western aspirations. Nothing can derail us from this strategic route. Given, again, important reforms, given democratization of Georgia, building institutional democracy, improving democracy standards in Georgia, which is, by the way, confirmed by reputable international institutions. World governance indicators from the World Bank last year issued a report on dramatic improvement in Georgia in freedom of expression, absence of violence, stability, regulatory quality, etc., etc. So these are very important achievements, and these achievements determine the future of Georgia, not the challenges that we have. So this is important to improve, to create democracy in this country, and to taste this democracy, and to vaccinate ourselves against negative dark sides of the past. This is what makes Georgia truly European, and this is what creates European destiny of Georgia.
Well, that's most encouraging. Thank you very much. Unless there are other urgent questions for the audience, I propose that I turn the time back to the organizers. But before that, please join me in thanking the Prime Minister for his opening.